What's going on, family? Shalom, shalom. Like I say, hope all is well with you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are tuning in right now. So, some news just happened, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys know, but if you haven't, I'm gonna tell you: ceasefire over. Ceasefire over. Missiles is flying in the air. Ships is getting hit. Fires is ablazing. You get what I'm saying? So, this is something that is recurring time after time. This is why I say you have to know what's going on. You got to know that this is a big game. This is a market play. This is going to allow the stocks to go up, allow the US dollar maybe to get weaker because it has been stronger. Um, allow gold to go up, allow oil to go up. So little things is happening, but if you don't know, now you know. Look, I don't know how many times I got to say it, but you got to get in the right position. You have to get in the right position. You got to be in the right place at the right time. And with this news that's just dropping before the market even opens today is Wednesday, the 8th, July 8th, right? So, the middle of the week, you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of companies that's dropping their earnings and stuff this week, next week, and things like that. So, this is why I say, look, man, I would say this: join me July 19th, free Zoom meeting for you guys. This is what I'm doing: free Zoom meeting for you guys when it comes down to the stock market. So we can chop it up, so we can talk about, hey, what's the next big thing? What is the world looking at now? What is investors looking at now? What am I looking at now? Because things are changing fast, but you still can take advantage. You still can grow your money. You still can allow your money to work for you. So check the links in the description for that. It will be our website. Go to our website, www.journeywithusmove2africa.com/investing, small I. So just make sure you check that out. Just go read my crash course when it comes down to investing and trading. That's something that I believe everybody should know. And if you already been tuning in, if you been subscribed to the channel, you already know. I believe everybody should know this. Everybody should get in this wealth transfer. They came out with saying Donald Trump and his family made about $1.6 billion in cryptocurrency. So is that telling you something right there? Is that allowing you to know, like, hey, I get how people feel about crypto. I get how people feel about certain things, but you got to put your emotions aside and really, really dig deep and understand that, hey, they're giving you opportunities just from fundamentals, just from the news, just from what's happening around the world. So if you don't know, guys, listen to this. Oil is about to be running out for a lot of countries, and that means the United States of America. We just saw the 250-year anniversary as a nation. That was a big deal, right? 250 years. We know there's other nations out here that's only been a nation for about 60 to 70 years. And I'm mainly speaking about Africa. You get what I'm saying? But there's something that just been here in Africa, I'm starting to understand. When you go to a place that's heavily populated, right? So for example, and I only say this country because I've been there. I stepped my feet there. I lived there. We rented about 3 houses, 4 houses. You get what I'm saying? Invested, bought land. Started to build. Dealt with immigration. Dealt with lawyers. Dealt with a lot, right? Dealt with corruption, right? But I noticed something coming here to Mauritius. Mauritius is a small island for made up about what 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. I'm not sure exactly the number, but a little over a million people, right? And our electricity, the infrastructure, the water is good. But when we were in Tanzania, man, the water, the electricity will be going out. There's a thing called load shedding. The load shedding is very heavy. So, you know, power will be out maybe like 6 hours, 7 hours in a day, right? So you have to adjust. You might have to get a generator. You might have to, buy oil, which I just said. If you was listening, oil is starting to disappear. You know, countries are going to be struggling to get oil. And when you think about that, they're not going to be worrying about the small guy. They're going to be worrying about the big guy. What brings money into the country, right? Is that travel? Is that airplanes and stuff? Because jet fuel is running out. So that means that they're probably going to put jet fuel in the big companies and the big money makers before the small guy. So that's what I mean by small guy, big guy, right? They're not going to worry about, hey, let's go fill up every single gas station. Maybe certain gas stations that's very popular, that's in a busy area where they know that they can make their money and make their profit and stuff. But it's going to come down to that time where if you are in a country that's super crowded, that's super populated, you might need to go somewhere like a Mauritius, like a Rwanda, like a Botswana, like a, you know, Namibia, um, and yeah, I would say that like a Seychelles, um, maybe a Mozambique. I know it's very corrupt there, but when I start to think about it, they do have a oil refinery close there, and it's a port there. So little things like that is starting to matter more and more. I don't want to put fear in people, right? I do not want to do that. I just want to talk real and let people know like things are starting to fall right into place. But you got to have the wisdom, you got to have the discernment, you got to have the understanding of what's going on, y'all, because it's going on right now in reality. So you got to ask yourself, like, hey, is this a reality check that I need to listen to? If you are traveling, if you are abroad, you might want to listen. You might want to be like, okay, where is places that I need to go? Where is nations that I need to go? Where it's going to be sustainable, more sustainable than other countries, than other nations, right? We know that Donald Trump, he's at the NATO summit and stuff. I don't know how that is going to go, but I did a live this morning talking about it. When it comes down to what these military nations and these big nations talk about is security. They talk about how can we trade amongst each other? How can we, you know, amp up our military equipment? How can we trade fighter jets? How can we trade certain missiles and things like that to help your country, to help your nation, right? Y'all, y'all, is really getting down to that time. It's really getting down to that time. I know this is a special time right now. We are in the middle of the year, right? We are, first fruits, feast of weeks and stuff. So I know a lot of things happen around this time. As we see, please leave a comment below and let me know, what do you see? What is the signs that the Most High is showing you? He's showing me earthquakes in diverse places. He's showing me floods. He's showing me fires. He's showing me things heating up. Right now in Mauritius, it was an earthquake somewhere. Someone messaged us and said, yes, it was an earthquake in Mauritius, but we are here like, dang, we didn't feel nothing. We didn't hear nothing. We're in groups and stuff like that. They're not talking about anything, so it didn't really like affect us. But at the same time, the weather has been a little off. I'll tell you that. The weather has been off. It's been windy like crazy. It's been raining on and off, on and off. Um, but at the same time, when you think about that, when stuff like that happens on the African continent, it rains a lot and stops and rains a lot. That means that a lot of places will be cutting off. Like I'm talking about electricity, water, and stuff like that. They say when it rains heavy like that, you don't want to probably drink water out the faucet because it leaks and stuff. So you have to be careful with that. So it's always good to be sustainable. When I say that, like learn how to make your own. filter water system, so you can use water, fill it up. You get what I'm saying? Fill it up, it filters, and you're good, right? So it's really getting down to that time to really be sustainable, family. I'm not sure if you are tuning in right now from the States, but please let me know how things are where you are located. Please let me know how, yeah, everything is adding up, because we hear oil prices is down, but I'm not sure how that's going to be at the end of the week. I'm not sure how things are going to be adding up. Like say, I'm not the most high. I'm just, his son, just trying to provide the information that he gives me. He gives me downloads. He lets me know, hey, this is happening. This is happening. You might want to speak about this. You might plant a seed in certain people. And that's what we are here for, to plant seeds for you guys. Cause like, man, you think stuff is good. You see, like for me, I look at the markets, I look at the stock market and everything like that, and it seems normal. It seems, the oil's down, gold is at a decent level right now. The US dollar is doing well, certain forex pair is starting to get back to normal. But at the same time, you got to look at the global liquidity. I know yesterday South Korea is a big thing that's happening, and with the global market, Japan is something that's happening there too. So it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot that I can talk about right now. I'm not trying to confuse you guys, but I would say check the links in the description, because July 19th, we do have a free Zoom meeting. And we are going to be breaking down what to look for in the next, I'll say, next month, next 2 months, next 3 months, I guess the rest of the year, because things are changing fast. But if you allow your dollar to make a dollar without you working, that makes sense. If you allow your $1,000 to make $1,000 without you having to put the work in, that's a bonus, right? So check the links in the description, guys. I think that's it. Like I say, I got to get home. I was just getting some groceries and stuff here, and yeah, I'm about to head home. And make sure you like the video. If you made it this far, comment free, comment free, and I will know that you made it this far, and I greatly appreciate it. And I will talk to you in the next video. Peace and blessings. Shalom.